Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sammysnake Racing YouTube channel, home of the fastest snake in the world, your host, Sammysnake. Now, if you're stuck in the mid-tier lobbies in daily races and you're getting fed up of being punted off, picking up penalties for other cars smashing into you, and generally just not being able to have a clean, enjoyable race, this video is just for you. I'm going to talk you through exactly what driver rating is, how it works, and give you 5 tips on how best to improve your driver rating so you can progress through those lobbies into the A+ lobbies where you can enjoy much cleaner, fairer racing. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so to begin, let's talk about what driver rating is and how it works. So driver rating is a ranking system within Gran Turismo 7. It starts all the way down at E and goes all the way up to A+. You can earn points and progress through the rankings by doing daily races, the online races. There is an S-rated driver rating, but to get that, the only way you can get that is to compete at a World Series event, a Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup event or a Nations Cup. There's no amount of daily races you can win that will give you the S-rated ranking. It's purely through qualifying for one of those events. Now, contrary to some belief, driver rating isn't influenced by how many cars you overtake in the race. All it's worked out on is your finishing position. So you could finish in second place, but if the person in first place has got a much lower driver rating than you will still lose driver rating. But you can equally finish in 10th place, and if all the cars behind you have a much higher driver rating, you can still earn driver rating. So it is all worked out on the mean average of the cars in front or behind you. Now, it's unlikely that you're going to lose driver rating by finishing in second place, but I have seen that in the top split lobbies. If somebody has a really, really high driver rating, I've seen them finish in second place and lose DR. But that is how it works. That's the principle of earning driver rating. You have to finish in front of cars that have a higher driver rating than you. So if you're in a stacked lobby, where, say, if you're a C-rated driver and most of the drivers in there are B, don't worry about finishing on the podium. You know, if you finish in the top 5, the top 6, even the top 10, you might even earn DR. Now, the other thing to consider is DR works in conjunction with SR, which is your safety rating. So in order to progress through the rankings, you need a safety rating of S. Now, same rankings, it starts from E, goes all the way up to S. The first thing that you need to concentrate on doing is racing cleanly. You need to have an S-rated driver rating to start progressing through the ranks. If your safety rating is A or lower, you're not going to progress through the rankings. So make sure you've got a full safety rating before trying to earn DR, because it just won't allow you to level up. Okay, tip number 1 to improve your driver rating. Stick to combinations that suit you. Now, we all have our own strengths and weaknesses when it comes to sim racing. So when a combination comes up that really suits you, say it could be something like Group 4 at Red Bull Ring, and for whatever reason, you seem to gel better with Group 4 cars around Red Bull Ring, that is your race for the week. Don't be tempted to deviate away from that. If you're faster there, then that's going to be your race for the week to capitalize on and earn the maximum amount of DR points that you can. If you're more comfortable there, you're going to be faster. If you're faster, you're going to be more consistent. So take advantage of combinations that really suit your strengths. Okay, tip number 2. Set a fast qualifying lap. Now, this might seem obvious, but I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how best to do this. because setting a good qualifying lap is one of the best things that you can do to avoid the chaos. If you start at the front of the grid, the likelihood of getting caught up in the mid-pack chaos is significantly reduced. So before you even go to track and start your race, spend at least 1 hour qualifying. And before you even go into qualifying, watch the world's fastest replay. Take note of what car they're using. And then when you do watch the replay, study exactly where they're braking, exactly where they're turning, what gears they're using, what lines they're using when they're accelerating out of the corners. If you do have trouble trying to set a good qualifying lap and you're struggling for pace, make sure to check out 2 videos that I've done, which are on my playlist of Sammysnake's driving school: 5 tips on how to get faster and 5 advanced tips on how to get faster. And then when you do go to qualifying, after watching the replay, load that ghost that you've just been watching, set it to 0.3 seconds in front of you, and to reset at every sector. When you do that, not only have you got the knowledge of exactly what you're trying to accomplish when going around that track, you also get a guided tour on how you are supposed to take each corner, which will give you an indication of when you get it right and when you get it wrong. And after spending an hour of trying to set a good qualifying lap, when you do eventually go to track, you should be nearer the front of the grid. You should have better race pace, and therefore you should get better race results, which all helps you earn extra DR. Okay, tip number 3. Have 2 different driving styles. Have a qualifying driving style and a racing pace driving style. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, when you're qualifying, you should be pushing on the limit. You are trying to get the best possible time for 1 lap. Now, when it comes to racing, it might be 5, 10, 12 laps that you need to be consistent. And going 10 laps really quickly and then crashing on the 11th and losing 10 or 15 seconds is not going to get you good race results. So in the race, shave off about 5 to 10% of what you can push. Brake a few meters earlier, shave off a couple of miles an hour on every apex, and don't be as aggressive coming out of the corners on the accelerator. There's going to be a few benefits to this. 1, you're far more likely to optimize your driving lines by doing that. And driving lines are really important to get the maximum amount of pace around the circuit. 2, you're going to save your tires. So if you're in a race that involves tire wear, your tires will be better towards the end of the race by being smoother. And 3, you're far less likely to crash. And the last thing that you need to consider with your qualifying and your race pace is that when you're qualifying, the car is lighter. The car has fuel weight when you're in the race. But when you're qualifying, there's no fuel. So therefore, the car is faster. So you can't actually brake as late or carry as much speed around every corner. So make sure to take that into consideration when you're racing and have 2 different driving styles: qualifying and racing. Tip number 4. Now this one's a hard one. Don't react to dirty drivers. Now, if you've watched me streaming, you know that I can get frustrated with drivers that are dirty. And I am not 100% innocent in reacting. But if you are in the lower ranked lobbies, it is essential that you try and preserve your safety rating. As mentioned earlier, your driver rating can only increase if you have a safety rating of S. So ensure to resist the temptation in returning the favor if somebody punts you. If they do hit you, please don't retaliate. It might be frustrating for that one race, but if you return the favor, all that's going to happen is you're going to damage your safety rating. You're going to create enemies. So maybe in the next race, if you've hit them in return, they're just going to want to do the same themselves. So resist the temptation. As annoying as it will be to get hit off, try to ignore it, because in the long term, you will end up better off. Let them be dirty drivers, try and avoid the chaos and don't react. And in the long run, you will progress past them and they will no longer be in your lobby. So tip number 4, as hard as it might be, ignore the dirty drivers. Don't react to them. Okay, tip number 5, your final tip on how to improve your driver rating, get better race results and progress up the lobbies to enjoy daily races more. Know your limits and use a slipstream. This is something that frustrates me, actually, even in the top rated lobbies. I see it all the time, so I know it will be happening in the lower rated lobbies. I see drivers that are clearly slower than cars trying to get past them. And in the beginning of the race, they are fighting tooth and nail to try and hold on to that position. And all that happens is the faster driver eventually makes it past them, but they both end up losing 2, 4, 6, 8 seconds and even sometimes crash. So my advice to you, when there is a car that is clearly faster than you and it's the early stages of the race, do not fight them. Let them past and follow them in their slipstream. Let their additional pace guide you through the circuit. See what they're doing differently to actually go faster than you. And you never know, they might end up making a mistake and crashing, and you can still make the overtake without losing any time. Let your ego go. Don't fight the position too hard. By all means, if you're on the last lap and you're fighting for the win, don't let somebody sail past easily. But if you're in the middle or the beginning of the race, please stop fighting so hard. All that's going to happen is you're going to lose a load of time. You're both more likely to crash and your race results will both be compromised. It is much better to let it go, use their slipstream, see what you can learn, and hopefully both get a better race result. And there you have it, 5 tips to improve your driver rating. If you found this video informative, helpful, entertaining, any of the above, do me a favor, hit the like button, give it a little hype, and consider subscribing for more content. I hope you found this helpful. And if you want to take it to the next level, I am offering one-to-one coaching. I'm pretty much fully booked for the next 3 or 4 weeks, but if you do want to book in at some point in the future, drop me an email at sammysnakeracing@gmail.com and let's see if we can help you progress to the higher rated lobbies in an even shorter time frame. But for today, it's over and out from the fastest snake in the world. Take care and thanks for watching.